Ba, 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 ba. We are here now. First of all, PSA. Please send your healing thoughts to my bro here, Tony. I get the right direction one day. Please send some healing to this guy here. You have no idea what he's putting himself through to make sure he's here for you all today. Because his voice is giving out left, right, and centre. Well, I say giving out left, right, and centre. I think it's be fair to say it's give out, in it, mate.
It has. It's gone. It's gone. But
Oh,
never mind. I'm here. I'm here.
he is. He
And
is.
yeah. Thank you, Linda. I've just seen Mama Brown say healing on its way.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no pain. It doesn't hurt. It just feels a little tight down here. But that's laryngitis, I think. But
Oh, bless you. Bless you. So we are going to be as succinct and to the point as we possibly can today to ensure that Tony is well looked after and gets some good. Yes, absolutely. There we go. Need some honey. Healing on way. Healing on way. There you go. You see the love is there. But thank you, Tony, for spending some time with me today. And all of us, thank you from all of us for still keeping the flame alive. We're going to say hello to everyone today, and then we're going to get the ball rolling, and then we'll have a chat about how our week's been and what we've kind of experienced. Because I think, in all honesty, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, I think that will lead us down the path of the show today.
I believe so. Yes. Yes.
And I hope so, because as much as it's been frustrating and difficult, it's also a beautiful, beautiful path that I really, truly hope everyone gets to walk down or at least experience the final result of it. Because it kind of half makes the before bit worthwhile. And it truly is. So let's say hello. And of course, it would not be a Friday afternoon without a big Kazza countdown of the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. I missed one, I know. But then she decided to jump platforms because she says, "Good afternoon to my favourite boys." Hey, Kazza.
Hi, Mama Brown. Hi.
And Trace, all the way from Sunny. Do you know, it is sunny. I don't know what it's like up your way, boss, but it's ever so nice here at the minute.
It's really mild. And I'm
I've
not
been
in
waiting
a
for this question.
I don't know what it is, but it's just foggy. I don't know why. I don't know.
Do you know, I have to admit, I always have one of these on standby because sometimes it's where I've lifted up the debris. Because I get very greasy thumbprints, but I'll slide on from that and say hello to Christine Davies.
Long time no see. Long time no see, matey. Daniel Carlton.
Yes, gonna say it has been a while, buddy. Good to see you, mate, and welcome along. Healing, Tracy Oxborough, bless her. Hope you feel better soon. You too make me smile. We will endeavour to please. We will aim to please.
Always. Hello, Stephen Rayner.
And we don't know who this is. Hang on, let me change the banner. There we go. If your comment comes up as Facebook user, go to the following web address. It's also in the comments, which is streamyard.com/Facebook, because you need to give StreamYard permission to see your face. That is why it comes up as Facebook user so gosh darned often. It is the bane of our life, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi, Kai Barnes.
Hi, Kai. Good to see ya. She's been a big help to me this week, I will say. Thank you. Kai for all of it. No, it's the lighting then. Um, oh, there you go. Let's contrast it. Let's contrast it. I think it's yeah. It could be because the light was seeping in through the lens before it was coming onto you, which creates that contrast. But yes, Kai's. So we were talking a little while ago about your dog, your beautiful, beautiful dogs. Kai's one of Kai's babies is now a celebrity. Crufts, right? Did you see the interview room with Claire Balding and the guy?
Yeah.
The doggy on the far left of the widescreen studio shot, Kai's baby.
I would love to go to Crofts. I would love to go to Crofts.
We've been talking. Me and Kai have been talking about dog competitions. I've mentioned a few times my childhood friend Breck, who was the dog of a friend of mine, John. She's been tracing the family history for me, and a kennel name and a few photos, and the wealth of information Kai brought up has been absolutely amazing. So, hi Kai.
I'll speak as much as I can. I will speak as much as I can.
You know, some people might say that, you know, there is someone around who's more than capable of filling space if you need it, to build you up to when you fulfill your Tony bow. I've got to say, I've been using that a lot this week. The Tony bow. Everything's been a Tony bow. And yes, I agree, Kazza. He should have a hot toddy.
I don't know any Tods.
Grimshaw. Bless him. Daniel says, nice to be back online for a week or three. Hope you're both well. Sending healing, Tony. Bless you, my friend. Bless you. Eunice. Healing sent. I'm sure Nick can do most of the talking. I wonder where I got the direction from that comment. I don't know. My button's not working today. There you go.
Hi, Lisa. Nice to have you on.
Oh, bless you. And we have an answer to a mystery. Pamela Roger, Facebook user. Good to see you. Has some love coming in for the Crofts and everything. Ah, she's fixed it.
Yeah.
And there's Kai's comment. Heldom. I don't know what that means. I'm confused, which is easy. It is very easy, but you might have to clarify what that is in relation to, because I'm confused.
Yeah, I saw your mum ask about the pups. They're fine.
Yes,
Huge.
Yeah. Huge. Where was that? Let me find it. Ah, yes, there we go. How's the puppies? So yes, in actual fact, you was having a chat about them. Makes sense now. Cheers, Kai. Sheldon, name of the fur baby. Name of the famous fur baby. What a lovely. I love the name Sheldon. Actually, I really do. And I'll read this one for you. Save your voice. Jean Pearson. Hello, Reverend. Good to see you. Hi, Tony and Nick. I've been to see Pippin's baby today. Tony, look after yourself. Nick, see you in June in Rotherham. Certainly will. Fabulous. Yes. Getting the gang up on me now as well, you know. But there you go. But welcome to everyone. If we haven't mentioned you, I think we've mentioned everyone. I haven't missed anyone, have I, boss? So if I haven't mentioned you, you haven't commented or it hasn't fed through. So give it another go. Say hi. And remember that this is your show. This is where you get to love you too. Jan. Hi, Jan. This is, as we say every week, your show. We might start the debate, but you lead it. And we answer questions if you've got them, comment on your thoughts, and just generally have a good chin wag. So we'll send healing to someone's chin. Good afternoon. Afternoon. So we were talking before we began, Tony, were we not, about this week really, where there's been this element of some frustration, some struggle, some challenge, but then this absolute realization of the path that they are trying to push us down as individuals. But then when we spoke about it, it seems more collectively than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's been very much about speaking out, making a change, but very much about lead by example, show people the truth, because it's one of Michael's favorite sayings is show, don't tell.
Yeah.
You know, show me, don't tell me about it, show me. And then that song that's been going around in my head all week about John Farnham, You're the Voice, is about speaking out, about making a difference, one person at a time.
Absolutely.
And it's been on when I've put YouTube on, it's been there. When I've put the stereo on, it's been there. When I've been in my car, it's been there. That song's followed me all week.
Yeah. I mean, you sent me a message about it being in everything you look at, getting stuck as a bit of an earworm. And so me being me, because you said John Farnham, You're the Voice, I didn't actually know which song you meant. I think John Farnham, and this is, you know what, this is the irony. The things that matter most, we realize how important they are when we're not able to use them. And I think that's probably why some of the frustrations come in this way of life. I'm with Daniel. That's exactly what my granddad used to suggest, and then dad, and then mum. It's a bit of a family tradition. Some members of the family without the hot water, honey, or lemon. Personally, for me, I had a bit of Pepsi. But no, definitely when it comes to the throat. And that's it. It wasn't until I looked up the song that I realized that I knew it really, really well. You're the voice, try and understand it, make a noise and make it clear. And this is absolutely it. Very quickly, hello to Leandra Louise, Carmen Marie Collin, and Shelley. Welcome along to you. But yeah, because when they give you songs, I think it's really, really important to not just try and remember the lyrics. And in actual fact, good timing, Shelley, because she got given a song during meditation in Circle this week that I'd never even heard of. It was more like a nursery rhyme than a song, maybe, but I'd never even heard it before. And Mum sits there and goes, "Yeah, my grandmother used to," or her mum, my grandmother, used to say it all the time. And for me, it was different because most of the time when nursery rhymes came out of Ergob, they started with the boy stood on the burning deck. And least said about eating a tuppenny walls, the better. But it's always important when songs come out. And there's no one keeping me in check this week. It's important to go back and read the lyrics because sometimes, you know, you can mishear lyrics. Sometimes you don't remember all of them. And some of the really, really important ones are the ones that slip out of the mind. And that's why we get given them to remind us and have a look. Hi, Cherry Ann. Good to see you. Welcome along. And so I just want to read out the lyrics, really, because we have a chance to turn the pages over. We can write what we want to write. We got to make ends meet before we get much older. We're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son. How long can we look at each other down the barrel of a gun? You're the voice, try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Oh, whoa, oh. We're not going to sit in silence. We're not going to live with fear. Oh, whoa, whoa. This time we know we can all stand together with the power to be powerful. Believe we can make it better. And then, of course, the chorus again. You're the voice, try and understand it. And then the next verse is basically a repetition but slight change of you're the voice, try and understand it, make a noise and make it clear. There is not, and this is one of these really, really important songs where there's more chorus and pre-chorus than there is verses. There are only actually 2 verses. It's all made up of that memorable, you're the voice, try and understand it, make a noise and make it clear. So that's the strongest part. But because it's the strongest part, sometimes we forget the verses, which is where it's how to do it.
It's that line about with the power to be powerful, believe we can make it better.
Yes.
It's amazing, you know. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, Daniel, it's one of the realest lyrical songs. It's brilliant.
Yes, absolutely. We have a being told off. Lisa loves the song, and Trace says songs are so important. They can trigger a memory, be healing, entertain you, and make you happy. Absolutely. I'm so glad Cherry joined when she did, because we were just talking and was just going into verse 1. We have a chance to turn the pages over. We can write what we want to write. Is something that she and I have been speaking. We had a chat today, and we've been speaking about that today. You know, about writing and books, and this hearing that song will be a confirmation for her and her work, because some of her work was talking about writing things down and channeling through spirit and writing stuff down, and a bit of a slap in the wrist for me last night from Dad about getting on and writing my book, and it kind of like ties across. But don't you find that in times of absolute need, using songs, using posters, using poetry, even using the phone, we get that subtle symmetry, don't we?
We do very much so. I will often find that answers to issues I've got going on in my own mind will come through the lyrics of a song that comes on the radio, or when I press shuffle on Amazon Music, and you just go, oh, all right, you're about as subtle as a sledgehammer to the face, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely. That's a really, really good point. I call it subtle symmetry, but be honest with you, there's nothing blooming subtle about it. It is sledgehammer level these days, and maybe that's because I don't always listen. But
that's the thing, isn't it? We don't listen half the time. But I mean, just talking about songs. Driving back from Norfolk after Michael's dad had passed, there was me, Michael, and his sister in the car, and Dad's favourite artist was Meatloaf, and I had my iPod on shuffle, and Bat Out of Hell just got stuck on a loop for about 15 miles in the car, and we were like, all right, Mick, we get it, you're here. Now, please, just enough already.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Bat Out of Hell, but you know,
Not that many times.
no. But it can also help you through grief. I find if a song can help you through grief, just as an acknowledgement of they're still here. If it's like somebody's favorite song, like Bat Out of Hell, or an artist or something. But yeah, it's absolutely wonderful, the power of music and the power of message through music.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I do agree with Daniel. The 80s was the decade for real music. You got me there. Leandra says, I get a lot of signs through number synchronizations like angel numbers. Absolutely, yes. Mum's been getting that a lot lately as well. She was telling me the other day, in my best Mama Brown impression, this is how it went. I'm getting had enough of them. Everywhere I bloom and look, it's 11111 or 22222. Do they think that I don't listen or something? It's absolutely so. Yeah, again, another good way. Tracy says, yeah, I've been driving before and a song plays on the radio that I'd chosen for my dad's funeral. Like to think it's a sign, and white feathers appearing out of nowhere sometimes. Grief is so complex and hard at times. You're absolutely right. And I've got a similar story to Tony, but it was prompted. But the end was somewhat hilarious. And for me, it was a really, really difficult time. I know I've told a few people this story a few times before. And the thing was, it was a really, really hard moment, but it lightened the situation. George, our first healing leader at church, he had passed away, and I'd been asked to do his service. It was at a crematorium in King's Lynn. So we're driving along, and Nick has the bright idea. Mum and Dad up front, I'm in the back. I'm getting ready to perform the service, so I'm reading through this, that, and the other. And I said, I tell you what, let's get a message from George how today's going to go. Stick the radio on. I kid you not. The song came up. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down and the flames went higher. It burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. But that was George's sense of humour too. You know, and I think it was a little bit off that he decided to have that it burns, 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 the ring of fire for the second time, playing as we drive into the crematorium. But that was George's sense of humour. It lightened the moment a little bit because it reminded me of his humour, and it showed that there is humour in the spirit world, because thank God there needs to be some somewhere. Daniel, bless him. Headphones in, deep lyrics, and a nice cup of tea relaxes the soul and helps with mental health. You're absolutely right, and I truly recommend to everyone, when you need that extra bit of support, when you need that guidance from spirit, as Tony said, iPod on, quickly hit shuffle, you're away.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You know, it's so useful, isn't it? Kai says,
brilliant.
Yeah, Kai said, I once had Elgar's Enigma variations come to me when on platform, and I gave it. It was a person's ringtone, and the spirit who came through was his music teacher. Bravissimo. Fight song Rachel Kaza. Fight song Rachel Platten is my song at the moment. Not Pink. This is my fight song. Take Back My Life song. Prove I'm Alright song. End of the chorus is because I still got a lot of fight left in me.
I love that
Brilliant.
song.
Absolutely.
I love that song. It's really good.
Leandra, I feel her pain. Yes, I get a lot of white feathers. Jan says yes. I do too. And for those that do and have a great sense of importance in those feathers, I want to give a bit of advice, because sometimes in this way of life, even though, whether we are spiritualist or spiritual, in both sides of the coin, occasionally there are people who are neither, and say things that can be quite unkind from time to time. And particularly in things like that, well, come on, it's not really spirit. A bird's just flown past and it's found its way to you. We know. But who decided that some point in the universe, spinning around at 8.5 billion miles an hour on a big ball of rock in the middle of nowhere, you needed to be given an uplift and arranged for that bird, the right bird with the loose feather, to be flying past just at the right time, or the cushion to be just ready to pop one out of the material at just the right time, to then be puffed out, dropped on the floor right at your feet. We know that it's not come from an actual angel's wing, because angels don't have wings, they're energy. But it's a representation that the universe has managed to orchestrate being there right at that moment. So yes, we get it. It's not really a manifestation and a materialization from the spirit world. It's even better than that. The mechanics and the percentages and the statistical probability of getting that feather where it needs to be in that moment. Thank you, yes. We know it's not off an angel's wing, but thanking you for reminding us on just how hard spirit worked to get it there to our feet. And because there will be people who poo-poo it, but that's my answer. It's even better than that. The statistics are improbable, but it happens nonetheless.
Absolutely. Daniel the Streets, he is a fantastic poet. I love his lyrics. I think one of my favourite albums is The Grand Don't Come For Free. Dry Your Eyes, Mate.
Oh, that song just has so much emotion attached to it. And you can tell it truly comes from the heart. I know there's a lot of views that, yes, these people are in it to make money, but they're pouring their soul out to earn that money. Let's be honest. Let's be a little bit fair on them. The boys are back in town. I'm good. He's quiet.
Yeah. Makes a change.
Everyone was wishing that it was me that got the sore throat, not you, mate. Trust me. Tracy says, I bought a little replica hedgehog once in the Cotswolds. I bought that I bought for my mum when I was 5. That same day, a white feather dropped in the middle of the table, and I like to think it was from my mum. Absolutely. She's the one who arranged it to be there to let you know. And I think that it's just amazing. One of the phrases that Lynn used to say all the time that has always stuck with me is, well, I'm blessed. How do they do that? And I still find myself repeating it over and over and over again. Facebook user, for me, a butterfly appears when I think of someone who's passed. Once ended up sitting on my jumper when I was thinking of Dad. I'd been hanging washing out. Luckily, it sat there long enough for me to go back outside. Bless you. They use butterflies a lot, don't they?
They do. And if they give you a butterfly, for me, it's talking about a period of transformation. Because the butterfly transforms not just once but twice. Caterpillar to cocoon, cocoon to butterfly.
Yes. And if we want to be technical, there's another one. Butterfly to spirit. So if anyone ever wondered if I'm one of these ones who believe that insects and animals don't go to spirit, I think I've just answered that one. I can't wait to get to Mum because I need to tell this story. It's hilarious. But I totally agree with Trace. As long as we believe and it helps heal, the haters and disbelievers can do one thing. Bless your heart. I agree. And we all know what that one thing is. Oh, wow. I can see you two buddying up and sharing. He has all the albums, even the new releases.
Brilliant.
Oh, she meant do one, but the phone added one thing. Maybe so, but I think Spirit was saying there's one thing they can do. So as much as it still works, and I think Spirit were trying to be less polite than you, because I know what was said in my head, and it wasn't me. I promise. Ah, thank you, Jen. Lovely, thank you, Jen. Now I've got to tell this one. Mum turned up as a bat. Nan always said that if I can, I will get to. This is my cousin's wedding. My cousin's wedding was after she passed, and she still said, "I'll be there if I can, and you'll know I'm there." Well, the irony was, my dad used to mockingly and jokingly, because they did get on, call her the old bat and the old dragon. And we were sitting in the church, and there was this huge picture frame, lovely picture frame with wonderful cloth picture of tapestry of Jesus in it. And we sat down next to and underneath it, and there was a bat hanging off the bottom of it. And without even a blink, Dad turned round and said, "Well, she said she'd try and get here. Look, it's your mother." And that was from my dad. That was from my dad. A lot coming in, and yes, robins as well. Robins are also butterflies, robins, and feathers seem to be the staple of get to messaging, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Robins are significant in my family. And it's just beautiful hearing people's experience. Yes, it is. It really, really is. Maybe that's why we've been silenced a bit this week, because I had my problem at the beginning of the week with the jaw. It's better now. I can actually close my gob, much to people's joy. He's a bit quiet, sore throat, bless him. Well, not sore, just non-working, non-functional. Kazza says, a robin appeared in the car park when I was about to climb Ben Nevis in October. Yes, understood. Wow. Bless her. She made sure it was there for you. And hello, Reverend Ashley Oliver. Good to see you, my dear. But I do want to come to this. When I was in Cyprus just before my mum died, no meerkats at the zoo. Mum moaned. Years later, I walked around the zoo and Mum had died, and a robin followed me around the zoo. And when it got to the meerkat enclosure, the robin jumped in. I don't even need to say that last phrase there. Hope it was Mum, because I know it would have been. And it's when they do this that we really get that understanding of, and again, as much as it's a massive understatement, I do call it the subtle symmetry of the universe. It's all of these threads tying together, and as much as they are threads that tie the universe together, we have to remember that if we start unpicking those threads, like with a sheet of material or cloth, it starts to fall apart. So I accept these subtle symmetries and these threads of the universe as being truly messengers of the divine, messages from our loved ones, messages from the world of spirit. Because if they're not, what's the point? And they are so closely related to our, and I go back to what Lisa said, actually. These are personal stories. These are personal experiences. And the butterflies, the feathers, the robins, they're all doing exactly what we need them to do in that moment,
Yeah,
which is out of
absolutely.
character for those particular things.
Yeah.
Joanne, I hope you're enjoying them. Robins are yes, they are absolutely so significant. Totally agree. Tracy says, I don't understand it when I know my dad is about and I smell his fag ash. He was a chain smoker. Yeah, it is. It's all these little things that really paint us a big picture, and sometimes it's really hard for people like us to understand how people can't see that.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't judge people for not seeing it, should we?
No, we should help them come to the light. Like we said, show, don't tell.
Yes, absolutely.
We should help them and try and open the mind a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I understand what Tracy's saying. It's about there's certain things that happen to me, and I know exactly who it is that's trying to get a message through to me. You know, a little prod in the back. Just when the nuances of everything. And what I do find, I mean, I think I said this last time we were on, Nick, that there was something the threads were starting to pull a little bit, but I couldn't see what it is. And this week it's a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've no doubt next week we'll go, oh, yeah, that was it.
Yes. I've figured it out. I know why they've took your voice away. So that when that realization moment, that download and unpack moment comes, it will be back and even stronger, so you can yell it to the universe. It'll be this, yes, and everyone in the universe will hear it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ashley's.
You're very welcome, by the way, doll. Very welcome. Do you want me to read it, or are you okay reading it?
Please. Yeah.
Right. So Ashley, for those that are just joining in and haven't heard, the reason I'm doing all the reading is because Tony's voice is a bit dodgy, so he's saving it for the important stuff. So I'm playing voiceover guy today. Ashley Oliver says, we were talking about miracles last night. Quite not the same vibe as a sign from Spirit. I think they're in the same cabinet though, but also fascinating to notice and recognize when something that transcends the earthly laws happens to us. You know what? For me, you're absolutely right. That there is a not quite the same vibration, but as I always put it, they might not be in the same box, but they're definitely stored in the same cupboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes a little thing from Spirit can feel like a miracle to somebody. If it's that what they need at that moment from somebody they need it from.
Yes. Yeah.
At least
You're
Jen
welcome.
loves that saying.
Definitely.
Evelyn's made it on.
Yes. We were just speaking of miracles, dear, and you've made it. You get to hear us for a little while. It's good to see you, Evelyn. It really is. And you know, for the benefit of everybody at home, the time is very different for Evelyn because I think it's Texas, isn't it? You have to confirm or deny. I think let's do a real big test here. I'm feeling Austin, Texas. See, I might forget a lot of things, but there are some things that really aren't absolutely. Oh, no. Arizona. Well, it starts with A.
Close no cigar. Close no cigar.
Do you know what? It's a bloody good job I've got Spirit behind me, because I'd never get anything right without them if I relied on my mem. So this is actually a good thing, because one of the things that people accuse us of being really good at remembering stuff and just spouting out things we've heard. I think I've just proved that I'm crap at that. But my memory is shoddy at best. I'm sure everyone was concerned where I was going with that statement, being a little bit unchecked today. Lynn always used to say to me that the best way for a medium is to have a poor memory, because if you've got a memory like a sieve, you don't retain that information that's coming in. It filters through, you pass it on, it gets made use of, but you don't actually retain it. And anyone who's sat in trance will know that absolutely you don't remember it. You might hear something going on, like a voice in another room, but you don't actually really retain any of that information. So it's
It's like when people come to you when you return to a church and they say, "Oh, last time you were here, do you remember you told me about?" And you're like, "No, you can't retain everything."
yeah. So I do apologise, Evelyn, for putting you in the wrong state, but hey, at least I remembered it was America. Right, I've been challenged on that one, because Kaza says your memory is not shady. I get away with nothing from you. The point is, it's still not me. You know who's prodding me and reminding me. And that's the thing. That's how I get away with so much, because I've got people telling me what to do.
And Eunice just comes right back to the little Tony Bow, to where we started.
Yeah, the non-believers can be shown, and then start to question. It happened to someone this week. Spirit will help. Absolutely. Oh, bless her. Welcome to the modern world. I have 5% left, so I better go. Take care. Lovely to see you, Shells Bells.
The sad thing is, we all know what that meant.
Yeah.
We didn't have to say 5% of what. We all knew what that 5% was.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my. Yeah, absolutely. But no, Evelyn, it's good to actually say hello to you rather than goodbye. And I'm actually now gonna be really, really sneaky now. And what time is it in Arizona? It's 9:45 in the morning.
Bless her.
It's 9:45 in the morning. There you go.
45.
So, your day is just beginning, my darling. We're getting ready to drink our hot toddies, have some dinner, and go to bed early.
Yeah.
Question: Have you? Right. Question for you: Have the puppies been really, really loud, and you've been having to raise your voice to be heard over them?
No, it's not that.
No, I am kidding.
Somebody did ask me, have I been shouting at the puppies? I'm like, no, not yet. They're not moving very much yet.
No. And this is the thing. I would never think you would shout at the puppies. You might have to shout to be heard over them. But I don't see you as someone who would argue with a dog while it was a baby. Certainly Pippin you've had to have words with from time to time, especially when people are passing the van. But yeah, it's absolutely, and everyone's saying how their brains are like sieves. Yeah, that was the right word. But Oh, I saw the puppies. Oh yeah, they are sweet. And hello, Julie Caswell. And Daniel says, how are the pups? They're groovy. They're groovy. They're groovy. I'm sure they're starting to develop personalities that relate to their. Yeah, it's funny actually. We should mention the puppies. I was going through because what I tend to do is copy and paste the stuff from the previous week's post, and it was midway through sentence when I clicked on it because I'd obviously looked back on something, and all I heard was they are named after the characters of Sense8. So I'm sure they're starting to develop some very interesting personalities.
Yes, they are. They are. Less said the better about Sense8.
Oh, I don't know.
No. I could do with watching that again.
Yes.
They are lovely and they are starting to get proper little personalities.
I have actually been thinking about reinstating my Netflix subscription, dropping another subscription off for a little while and going back to Netflix just so I can watch Sense8 again. So yeah, definitely. Oh, bless them. So there's a lot of love for the puppies. So continue to send healing to those puppies and mummy and daddy, of course, and daddy and daddy, of course, because obviously when it comes to puppies, they need all the healing energy they can get to grow up big and strong and play Tony and Michael up for many years to come. Cherry says, love to see the fur babies. Loved to see the fur babies when I was 5 years old. I was 5 weeks old. So this will teach me not for jumping. Oh, okay. I'm not going to bring it up on screen because I don't want to get on trouble. But thank you for the comment, Daniel. Shh. Have a look in the comments. Tony's page. And Joe says yes, all mediums get the fish. I love that. I am going to challenge it, but I get it. Get the fish effect. 2-second memory. It's flipping. Oh, it's flipping between the two worlds. I love that. I'm not gonna knock it because it's a beautiful analogy. But our fish have got excellent memories. They tell us what day of the week it is. Now I would never have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. But our angelfish, it knows whether it's a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. Because 2 days of the week, on a Tuesday and a Saturday, they get frozen food. The rest of the week, they get it flake. Now, the flake is stored in the cupboard underneath the tank, and the frozen food's stored in the freezer. Now, I tell you, all the flake days, they go down to the bottom of the tank near to the side where the cupboard is, where the flake is. And they're swimming down there for about half an hour before 6:30 when they get fed. But on Tuesdays and Saturdays, they go to the top of the tank and towards where the door is, towards the kitchen. They know what day of the week it is. So I don't know where the idea that fish have got a 2-second memory come from. But I don't care anymore because I love that phrase, the fish effect. It's flipping between the two worlds. So I'm gonna go along with it. I'm gonna go along with that. I'm just gonna pretend that fish have got 2-second memories now because I love that so much. Joanne, if I may have your permission, I'm gonna reuse that from time to time because I think that's awesome. Getting carried away now and got behind. Even says my fish would play fetch. Those days it would know which day it was. Absolutely. And Daniel says, roll on June, July. Can't wait to join Spirit Church. I may even try opening my spiritual mindset. I think you've already opened your spiritual mindset, mate. And I know any church would be very lucky to have you become part of their furniture, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Permission granted. Thank you. Although they used to play catch with the ball, even to fish, catch with the ball, fetch with the ball, not catch. Just imagine a fish jumping out and catching it with its fins. What an idiot I am. Fetch with a ball. But there we go. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. I know it's all been very light-hearted this week, but you know what? I'm glad of that. I think that we need that light-heartedness sometimes, and share, our experiences of certain concepts and situations and things that happen, especially when it comes to the things that we tend to pass off, and sometimes not notice exactly in relation to that lovely song, The Voice. You could so easily have just dismissed it as an earworm, but it really is the theme of the week, and not just yours. It's for everybody as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it was. It has. And it's been brilliant seeing everybody just joining in and being as silly as we are.
Yes, absolutely. So, I do apologise to everyone, but we are gonna keep it short this week because we don't want to wreck his voice completely. But we did want to come on and just say hi and have a chat and a catch up and discuss a few bits and pieces, because we like to do that. And Tony, thank you so much for struggling through, and you did grand, love. You did grand. So he is now going to go and give those puppies a cuddle and give Pippin a hug from me. I'm going to go and start cooking tea early because we're having sausage jambalaya tonight.
Very nice.
We've just received our spices. This is going to sound very this is going to sound really, really up ourselves and really, but it's really not. We get our spices imported from Cyprus. No, not sorry, Corfu. We get our spices imported from Corfu.
Very nice.
Reason being, there's a lovely shop in Corfu town. It's called I'm going to do a plug now. I'm sorry, but she deserves it. Mum, make extra, please. There's this shop called Sweet and Spicy in Corfu town. It's actually advertised as a bit of a tourist location, a tourist destination. When we went to Corfu, we paid it a visit. It's like, oh yeah, really, tourist destination, whatever. We went off and found it, and we were there for 2 hours. It's a amazing shop. It's a cross between a spice shop and an apothecary. It really does have that look and that feel. And she makes her own blends up and she bags them. And for €2.50, you get 100 grams of these spice mixes. And you can have up to 9 bags of these spices delivered all the way from the Corfu to UK. For 15 quid. So we got 900 grams of spices for 32 quid.
Bloody hell. That's good.
Now, if you consider that if you buy them individually, it's like £1 for 10 grams. And that's when it's the cheap ones. It really, they are just so gorgeous. She is amazing. So Sweet and Spicy, it's sweetandspicy.gr is the web address, and she delivers globally. So we get ours delivered once every 6 months. We spend 32 quid every 6 months on spices, and that's it. If you add up buying the little ones, especially the rate I go through oregano and smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika, my favourite.
But there we go. But absolutely. So, little bit of a plug for a friend. There was, the journalist Julia Bradbury. She did a kind of like a program, a tour. she went in that shop and interviewed the lady I'm talking about. The lady mixes Greek and Lebanese cuisine, and she's got some excellent recipes on her website too. So there we go, cooking and spirituality all in one bundle. There we go.
Can't ask for better.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna toddle off now, because you know what, I'm sure everyone's gonna start cooking their tea now, because I've just made them hungry. We're gonna let Tony rest his voice, and thank you all for joining us. We really do appreciate it, and we hope you have had a good afternoon too. We certainly have, reading your experiences and your understandings of the world of spirit. So until next week, it's good night and God bless from him.
And it's good night from him. Good night.
God bless all. And I promise this week you'll actually get the music. So here it is.